Hey guys, hope you guys are having a good week. I'm going to talk about the next step in quadratic functions and graphing quadratic functions in standard form using a table now. So first step we did was we found the vertex, right? So we found the vertex using x equals negative b over 2a. And that's going to give you your x value of the vertex, and also it'll give you the axis of symmetry, right, using negative b over 2a. And you're going to put that into your equation or your coordinate, and here's your x value, and you substitute that back into the equation to get your y coordinate. That's how you find the vertex. And once you have the vertex, then you can find other points. So you're going to find 2 or more points by substituting values. So you have your vertex, you can find actually like 1 point by substituting an x value, and we'll go over that. And then once you have the x value, you can mirror it about the x-axis or the axis of symmetry, then draw the parabola. Okay, so there's 3 steps. So you find the vertex, use x equals negative b over 2a to start you off, like we did last time. Then step 2, find 2 or more points by substituting x values. Step 3 is you're going to mirror those points about the axis of symmetry, and then draw the parabola. Okay, that's your 3 steps. Okay, so here's your worksheet for today. Our graphing quadratic function in standard form using a table, and we have our quadratic function right here. And we're going to graph it first by finding the vertex, right? So we identify what a is. So a is coefficient of x squared, which is negative 1. Your b is the coefficient of x, which is negative 4. Your c is the coefficient of the constant at the end, so it's negative 7. So we have an a, b, and c. Then we're going to use our x equals negative b over 2a. We did last time. Negative 2 parentheses. So our b was negative 4. Our a is negative 1. And we're going to calculate that. So negative 4 is 4. 2 times negative 4 is negative 2. So it's going to be negative 2. So the x value of our vertex is negative 2. And we can write that in there. We can also write it in our table. So negative 2. And we also show that our axis of symmetry is also that value. So our axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2. So we can just write that in there. So we know our axis of symmetry, x equals negative 2. So we can draw a line for our axis of symmetry. And then we're going to see what our vertex is, the y value. So we're going to substitute that in there. So we get f of negative 2 equals negative parentheses squared minus 4 parentheses minus 7. And then we're going to substitute negative 2 for all those parentheses for x's. Then we calculate that out. So negative 2 squared is 4. So we have negative 4. And then negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8 minus 7. Now we have 4 minus 7, which is negative 3. So our y value of vertex is negative 3. So we just found our vertex, negative 2, negative 3, which is right there. Okay, so that's what we did last time, find the vertex. So now we have that, axis of symmetry, negative 2, vertex is negative 2, negative 3. So we can figure out some other points. So we can choose some other points on here to calculate. And you think about what's the easiest point that you can choose for x, right? So what's the easiest? So for me, the easiest one will be 0. So if we choose 0 as an x, I read it in there. And we're just going to calculate that. What is f of 0? So we substitute 0 for f of 0 now. And that makes it a lot easier because 0 squared is 0. Negative 4 times 0, 0. Right, so 0. So you're just left with negative 7. Okay, so one of those points is 0, negative 7. Okay, so we substitute 0, we found a point. And at 0, -7, we graph that. It's right here. Okay. And also you can see it crosses our y-axis. So that is our y-intercept. So our y-intercept is 0, -7. And then you can see our pattern as we go down, how to find the y-intercept. Okay, and once you have that point, you could actually just mirror that to the other side. Right, it's 2 away from the middle. 1, 2. Count again. 1, 2 to the other side. Mirror it. Now you have a problem. And you draw it, and that's all it is. So you find your vertex, find another point. You could find 2, you could find 3, doesn't matter. I mean, 1 for this purpose is good enough. Some teachers might want to do 2 or 3, just substitute more numbers and mirror it. That's basically the same process. Okay? Okay, so number 1. So same thing, identify what the A is. So A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. B is -4. C is the number at the end, 5. And do the same thing, x equals -b over 2a. All right, so your b is -4. A is 1. When we calculate that, we have 4 over 2, which is 2. So x value of vertex is 2. Write that in there, 2. And that also means our axis symmetry is 2. So x equals 2. We draw our line through our axis of symmetry. Then we substitute our 2. So f of 2 into our equation. So we put in 2 for all the x's. So we get 2 squared, 4. -4 times 2, -8, plus 5. So we have -4 plus 5 is 1. So our y value is 1 for our vertex. So 2, 1 is our vertex. All right, so we got that. Then you find out what is the y-intercept by finding another point. You can find another point, so you're 0, with 0 on the left now. So 0 will be the easiest one. So f of 0 equals 0 squared minus 4 times 0. And you can see that it just makes it easier. 0 minus 0 plus 5. So it's just 5. So y-intercept is 0, 5. So 0, 5 is our y-intercept. And we can mirror that to the other side. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a point. And you just graph it. Yeah, and you can see that it opens up. So that means your vertex is the lowest point, so it's a minimum. Vertex is minimum. And then for this one, it's going down, so vertex is maximum. Okay, so that's basically how it works for all of them. Let's try number 2. So this one's, you see your axis of symmetry. Our y-intercept is a little bit different. So a equals -2, b equals 12, c equals -19. So x equals -b over 2a. All right, so your b is 12, a is -2. Substitute that in there. We get -12 over -4, which is 3. So it's our x value over vertex 3. Write that in there. 3. Axis symmetry is going to be that same number. X equals 3. And we can draw our line. X equals 3. Then we substitute that number into our equation. So f of 3 now. So we get -2 parentheses squared plus 12 parentheses minus 19. So we use 3. So we get -2 times 3 squared is 9. plus 12 times 3, 36, minus 19. So we have negative 18 when you multiply, plus 36 minus 19. It's going to be 18 minus 19, which is negative 1. So negative 1. So 3, negative 1 is our vertex. Right there. To find the y-intercept, we substitute f of 0. And you see the pattern, right? F of 0 is just going to be whatever c is, right? Because everything else is just 0. 12 times 0 minus 19. So we have 0 plus 0 minus 19. So your y-intercept is going to be negative 19. So y-intercept is at 0, negative 19. Yeah, but how do you graph that? Negative 19 is way off our graph, right? So we're going to have to find another number less than that we can substitute. Yeah, we can do 1, we can do 2, 3, 4. It's up to you what you want to choose. Okay, let's try 2. See what happens. If it's 2 or 4, either one. So we did 2. So I'm going to move this 0, negative 19. So we did 2. Let's see what we got. So we substitute 2. So negative 2 times 2 squared. Just going to go over it. So negative 2 times 2 squared. So negative 2 times 2, 4. So 2 squared is 4. So negative 8. I'm just going to write up here. So negative 8 plus 12 times 2, 24, minus 19. Right, so we got 16 minus 19, which is negative 3. So for 2 will be negative 3. So 2, negative 3 will be right there. And then you can mirror that to the other side and then graph it. It goes something like that. Down. And it's going down, so your y vertex is your maximum. Right there. Here, so all you're going to basically find the vertex, find another point on your graph so that you can mirror it and draw your problem. And that's all there is to it.